right, so we threw it out there on Friday. Why do we want to talk to you on Monday? And a Bert Show listener had hit us up, which is why we were asking you guys the question, because she was attending her friend's wedding this past weekend, knowing that she and the fiancé had a one-night stand. She said it was a mistake. She had regrets. But there was something nagging at her. The way the bride had been wording text messages and emails, that she felt like she might be getting outed at the wedding festivities over the weekend.
Well, one of her friends had said that the bride was planning something at the rehearsal dinner and had a surprise for everybody, which I feel like is just a very ominous thing to drop unless you're going to out your friend for doing something shady before you get married.
Yes and no, because like when you're doing rehearsals and stuff, you have surprises that you have for family and friends.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you could just get really paranoid. Like if you start to think that everything's revolving around what you did.
Well, especially if you know, like if you're hyper fixated on what you did, that's going to color everything you see and what everybody says and does. Like, oh, they know. When in actuality, it's just because you're festering on it inside your head, right?
100%.
Was it the rehearsal dinner or was it the reception after the wedding?
It was, I
think it was the reception that she was afraid she was gonna say something.
I honestly, I don't recall.
Same thing. Big public outing.
All right, so Mo, what's our update?
All right, so the update is, hi, Bert Show. Thank you again for reading my email last week. I wanted to follow up because it happened. Everything I feared came true, and it was honestly even worse than I imagined. I ended up going to the wedding. I couldn't bring myself to tell Sarah beforehand. I rehearsed what I'd say a dozen times, but I just couldn't do it. Part of me hoped I was being paranoid, that the quote-unquote surprise at the reception was just a slideshow or fireworks or something innocent. The ceremony was beautiful. Sarah looked incredible, and Ryan, well, he looked nervous, but everything went off without a hitch. I tried to stay in the background, but I could feel the tension. Sarah gave me a hug that felt a little too long, like she was sizing me up. Then came the reception. During the speeches, Sarah got up to speak. She started by thanking everyone for coming, then shifted to talking about honesty, love, and betrayal.
Yeah, if you're talking about betrayal at your wedding, is the other shoe's about to drop.
That's when my stomach dropped. She said, and I'll never forget this, marriage is about trust. And before I make that commitment for life, I want to be sure I'm surrounded by people who are honest. Then she turned to Ryan and said, so I want to ask you one more time. Is there anything you want to tell me? He froze. Everyone froze. The silence felt like it lasted forever. And then he said it in front of everyone. He admitted to the one-night stand with me.
He broke. She broke him.
Wow, I'd have gave her that shaggy.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
I forgot to plan the honeymoon.
Gasp, murmurs, chaos. Sarah just stood there, calm. It was terrifying. She looked at me, no tears, just disgust, and said, "You're not my friend. You never were." Then she walked out. Ryan chased her. I left. I have no idea what's going to happen next. They didn't leave for the honeymoon. I heard from a mutual friend that Sarah is staying with her sister and is getting the marriage annulled.
Why wouldn't she do all this like at the rehearsal dinner and not at the reception and go through with the wedding?
That's kind of how I'm feeling. Like, I'm not saying, obviously, she should have never cheated on, or he should have never cheated on a break girlfriend or fiance or whatever with her. Like, they're not in the right for that.
For sure.
But at the same time, like, this is kind of psycho behavior.
Through all of this.
This is crazy. Just simply cancel the wedding.
She was pushed into psycho, Abby.
Was she?
She didn't choose psycho. Psycho chose her.
Some people need to be pushed into a therapist's office.
Maybe she felt like, maybe he's paying for it. And she felt like, you know what? I'm still going to let you do that. And then ruin it all. As for me, I feel like the worst person in the world.
Yeah.
I lost my best friend.
That's on you.
Ruined what was supposed to be the happiest day of her life. And for what? One night. A terrible, selfish decision that I'll never be able to take back. I know I messed up. And if there's anything good to come from this, maybe it's a reminder for anyone listening. Secrets like this don't stay buried forever. And when they come out, it's never clean.
Ooh.
Jess.
I love how she was like, it wasn't even that good. All of 4 minutes for what?
Oh, man, but to have been a guest to a wedding like that, that lives in infamy, man.
That's the kind of wedding you want to go to.
The Bert Show.